Today we're going to check out the club at SFO. Let's go. This is one of the best lounges I've ever been to in the US, and especially great since it's under Priority Pass. Big favor before we dive in is to give us a thumbs up, and if you are new, consider subscribing. Let's go check it out. So right off the bat, the entrance is amazing, one of the most beautiful ones that I've seen, and it kind of tells you how nice the lounge is inside. Once you come up here, there's actually a few choice areas you can go to, and we'll explore all of this. There is a help desk here too if you are undecided what you want to do. Let's actually start over here because this is a bit of a hidden corner. Right past all the flight information is going to be a corner back here, and the big draw is that it's super silent. So once you kind of pass this corridor, you don't really hear the rest of the lounge, and you have this quiet oasis that kind of feels like you're in nature. There's also serene music in the background too, which is pretty nice. Let's try the seats. Pretty comfortable. I think it could use a little bit more cushion, but maybe you would fall asleep if that was the case, but very relaxing. It's like the kind of vibe. Also, the lights are pretty cool, so they obviously turn on, but you can also adjust them. So it kind of feels like that fish that like puts a light trap to eat the other fish, or at least that's what I feel like. I don't know, I think it's cool. It's a reading light, but it's nice. This might be a SFO problem, but the chairs are actually really well designed. You might not notice this if you're not someone that runs hot, but there is a concave. So right over here in the middle is kind of a line, and you're like, okay, that's kind of a weird design. It works really well to keep you cool. Ow, it works well to keep you cool. So it's like, even though you're sitting in a seat, you have airflow, a bit of airflow in the back that you normally wouldn't have with other chairs. So it's nice, small little touch, but that's kind of part of the lounge. Also, Golden Gate Bridge over here and a bunch of lights over here. I think it is a backlight panel, and then they just have the sheet on top of it, but it works. The lounge is about 12,000 square feet with a pretty open concept. There's 3 key areas: the dining room, fireplace, and also the bar area, but also a ton of nooks and crannies worth exploring. All of it is localized design inspired by Northern California nature, so you'll see a lot of wood and greenery. Also, a lot of reclaimed wood used throughout the lounge. There also is a big focus on sustainability, and it's LEED Gold certified, which is the second highest level. So coming over here, we have the fireplace. It's not a real fireplace, but it kind of feels like it. As someone that used to do a lot of camping as a kid, I'm a huge fan of the fireplace, even if it is just electric and with water vapor. I've actually really wanted to buy one of these because it does a good job of making you feel like you're in the woods. So you have the light and you have the water vapors coming out, so it looks pretty legit, and then the lights all work really well. If you look far away enough, like if you have it on a side view, it's perfect. Seats are okay here. Not my favorite. I don't think I would sit here. Let's try this one. This one's the one. This one feels like you're camping and you're kind of like in a lounger, nice comfortable one. This is the move. One other cool touch too is that the floors are heated, and you can actually feel it. Like it actually is warmer than like the air level and stuff. So it's supposed to feel like a fireplace even though they can't have a real fire. The walls are also pretty cool. It's reclaimed redwood, and it's supposed to remind you of fall and foliage. If you're someone that doesn't like nature, the whole lounge has a ton of plugs. Even across this whole area, you have plugs pretty much every few seats, so you're not going to be fighting too many people for a spot. Over here, we have 3 luminescent rooms. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's go into 1. You do need to reserve these, and the maximum time is 30 minutes, and you have to go to the attendant for it, but it's pretty nice. The idea is that you can kind of set the tones for yourself based off what you're trying to achieve. This is more daytime if you're trying to wake up or stay awake. In addition to changing the mood light, you can also change the sounds to either get energized or relaxed. There also are 2 sets of lights up here and another big one down here. This one's more of a night vibe, so if you're trying to relax, cool down for the day, and probably get ready to fall asleep. Lighting is also a bit different here, so you can tell that it's kind of that fall and like end of day vibe to it. This one kind of feels like afternoon to me. It's not like bright morning, but it's nice and chill. And so this is relax. One other cool thing is that there's a ton of seating options throughout the lounge, almost to an absurd level. So I didn't even notice these ones, but technically an option over here. And yeah, we'll go through a few different ones. I don't think I'd sit here though. I don't think I'd like my back exposed like this, but it's an option. The lounge is located in the brand new Harvey Milk Terminal 1 by Gate B4. As of filming, you can access this from any of the terminals. We'll look at walking times towards the end of the video. Lounge hours are from 4 a.m. until 11 p.m. every day. If you want to work out, there's actually a wellness center, and it's pretty sweet. It's not the biggest by any means, but you have 2 machines, and I'm pretty sure you could fit more people to either stretch or do a light workout. For the fitness area, they have mirrors by Lululemon and yoga mats. They didn't have weights when we visited, but they did mention that those will be added. 2 of the Lululemon mirrors here. Okay, it's controlled by iPad. I'll show you some footage of what it was before when we did the tour, but there's 2 Lululemon iPads here where you can do yoga classes and other workouts. And if you are worried about sweating, there are 3 shower rooms. So you'd come over here, there would be an attendant, and you'd make a reservation and go to one of the 3 rooms. One big note is that the showers are not free. They're bookable for an additional fee of $25. If you are working up a sweat, something to consider. So each of them have different, I guess, names or slogans. This one's all natural, there's an ooh la la, and there's a you have landed. All the rooms have the same amenities. So you have different items from barber. You have diffusers over here, shower cap, dental kit, shave kit, and also hair dryer. So the shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel are also from barber. And yeah, the walls are pretty nice looking, nice tone to it. You have wood tones here and traditional kind of shower tones over here. I also like that the showers are pretty tall and nice. So I'm like 5'11", 6 foot with shoes. I think even if you're 7 feet, you'd still be under this. The only person who would have problems would probably be Wemby and like very tall people, but otherwise you're good. Seems pretty solid. Also a toilet over here if you need to do your business. Reminder that the showers are limited to 30 minutes. That way other people have a chance to use it. One big benefit is that these are all accessible. That's why they're comparably large and also have seating. Great way to wash your worries away. If you ever Player 3, there is a nursery. It's a pretty calm room. Everything is from Honest. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a milkshaker or milk warmer. I don't think you should come in here to sit here unless you're using the room, but nice, comfortable seat. If you have a baby, then perfect. I'm gonna use the restroom real fast. Pretty standard restrooms, and yeah, it works. One big benefit is that this is not a business or first class lounge. This means that anyone can technically access it even if you're flying economy. There's 3 key ways to get in. Number 1, you can pay a one-time access fee of $75 per person. Option 2 is lounge key. Door number 3 is Priority Pass. There's a ton of great options for Priority Pass nowadays, so should be an easy option if you're flying out of T1 or if you don't mind walking. Access is 3 hours before your flight, which is a ton of time. Depends on the card you have, most allow access for you plus 2 guests. Also, children under 2 are free. On that note, if you are someone that wants to learn more about cards, we do have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, that the cards make sense for you, but otherwise it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you guys in advance. Over here's the food. We will do a tasting towards the end, but I kind of wanted to walk through everything first. So here is some soup. You can customize it based off what you want, whether you want some onions, cheese, or sunflower seeds. You have a lot of bread options, toaster, and a lot of other condiments you can add on top of it. And beyond that, they pretty much walk through everything you can have right over here. The highlight being the grilled shrimp skewers. Here you have a ton of wraps and also salads. Some pretty good looking curry and also rice. You have a second curry choice here, which is awesome. The fact that they actually have 2 different things. Some fruit as well as some fudge dessert. I don't know what this one is, but it looks pretty good, so I'll probably come back to it after. Over here is the chef action station where you can ask them to make stuff. The shrimp skewers look really good, and they have a bunch of different items, whether you want more breakfasty stuff, sandwiches, or yeah, soup, and this one looks really good. So if you look over here, they pretty much have like seafood bisque thing. Yeah, pretty tasty looking. Also some pretzel bread, which looks great. And up here is the shrimp skewers, which I think is the highlight. Looks pretty good. A lot of people having it look pretty happy. Over here is probably my favorite machine, and it's the coffee maker. I already had 2 double espresso shots, hence why I feel pretty good right now despite not having the best night of sleep, and yeah, functioning pretty well. Might go for 3rd cup after this. You have Steep, which is the premium line of Bigelow. Tons of milk choices, and the containers look pretty cute as well, which is nice. Water dispenser, whether you want bubbly or flat. Also a bunch of snacks, including gummy bears, chocolate pretzels, and some trail mix. If you want some soda, you have a bunch of options. Pretty much the standard ones. So that whole area that we went through is pretty much the dining area, and there's a ton of tables and seating over here, ranging from kind of 2-toppers to shared tables where you can have more communal meals. So whether you want to sit around and kind of have a conversation, whether you want to sit here, get some work done, or stream something, whether you want something a bit more comfy to do the same thing, and this actually sounds pretty nice in here, all the way to having like a boardroom style meeting, you can kind of do that. This feels a bit too intimidating for me, but it's an option. And again, for all of this, there are a ton of plugs throughout, so you don't worry about charging, and also a bunch of foliage. It very much reminds you of like nature and being in Northern California. Even the ceiling's pretty cool, so I like the tone of it. It doesn't feel boring. Over here is another corner. I think I would sit here for the vibe, not the comfiest seat, but it works. You also have 3 privacy rooms, and let's actually see how it sounds like from in here compared to outside. So this is outside. And this is inside. So you can still hear cutlery, you can still kind of hear pangs of stuff if it's loud, but otherwise it becomes kind of a murmur and not too bad at all. And I think even if you go to Mandy's camera, you probably won't hear me, even if I start screaming. Okay, I don't think she heard me. There's 2 more privacy rooms that are being used right now. Other room over here is going to be a children family style room. So a lot more fun, as you can tell. And yeah, cool artwork. Seats are also pretty nice. Oh, these are pretty good. Pretty much a giant tree or tree house. This feels like I'm in like preschool and I have to like crayon stuff. But yeah, I think that's the vibe. But yeah, super nice. I also like the dividers here. So even if you want a little bit of privacy and like you have different families, it kind of works out. Benefit though is that you have an area for your kids to run around and kind of let off steam before the flight. You also have a pretty nice area over here that looks pretty beautiful if you want to grab a book, if you want to play some board games. I think some of it might be intended as art, but it's probably an option. So for this part, we looked at the bar, we looked at the middle, and this is the other side. Pretty much the tree side, it's okay. A bit low for me table-wise, but I think if you're just relaxing, talking, it's great. Yeah, and also I do like the table stuff, so it does a pretty good job of like completing the look. I think most other places would just have nothing here, and it would look a little bit boring. In addition to this, if you do want to order food, if you don't want to go up, you actually can do it from the QR code. So this is table 65. I might blur the code out afterwards, that way people don't accidentally order food to the table, and all of it is complimentary as part of accessing the lounge. In addition, you can book all the amenities that we talked about earlier through the QR code as well. Over here, you have a corner area that's pretty relaxing and you can look into the terminal. If you want some bright lights, and this will be the vibe. Otherwise, this is a pretty good view of the whole bar side. One key thing that you might not notice is the ceiling, and it just does a really good job of completing the look. It's not just a boring ceiling. Over here, you have these different panels that do a pretty good job of capturing sounds and making sure it doesn't reverb too much and just looks nice. Over here, you have more of a glass ceiling that kind of ties in with the whole green tone and just does a good job of setting the mood. It's kind of like you have a distinct tone for each part of even this area. The darker, more relaxed side, this is more like relaxing and chatty, and then bar is more like vibrant. Also, all of these do have QR codes and also plugs. QR code over here, plug over here. All right, let's go try the food. We weren't here for breakfast, but it's served from 4 a.m. until 11 a.m. Let's take a look at the current menu. Highlights include breakfast Sammy, Cantonese scramble, and congee. Also a ton of other goodies if you want to pause to read the rest. Instead, we were here for all-day dining, which is served after 11 a.m. This includes red pepper and Gouda soup, Southwest enchiladas, carrot coconut curry, broccoli and portobello wrap, assorted fruit dessert, and the chef action station. We did have a chance to try some of them, but pretty much ran out of time to give you a review while there. So let's do it live. I liked the soup, but it was a bit one-dimensional. Chicken curry was solid, but didn't really like the carrot curry. Portobello wrap was surprisingly good. The highlight though was the chef action station with shrimp and also the seafood melody. I'd probably focus on those and coffee. Speaking of which, for drinks, they have coffees and teas if you want caffeine. Water stations and soda if you want to get hydrated. Also wines, beers, liquors, and specialty cocktails if you want to relax. You have some different other water options if you want infusion in it, tea, and another coffee machine over here. And the other side is going to be the bar area. So check it out. You have a pretty impressive bar, and let's take a look at the menu items. Their signature cocktail, which is the Frisco, Golden Gate Bramble, and the Gold Rush. Gold Rush sounds pretty good. They also have bottled beer and local draft. And if you want wine, they have a ton of options. Oh, they're also right there. I didn't even notice that. That's the Frisco. That's the Golden Gate Bramble, and that's the Gold Rush. Gold Rush definitely seems worthy of a drink. But tons of bar seating depending on what you're looking for. Let's test it out because we've done all of the rest of it. In terms of bar seating, it's up there. Like, it's actually comfy. It's also long enough for my big behinds, so it feels like I'm not sliding off. Some other ones, like it feels too much where you're like falling forward. This one you can kind of get a good grip into it, and it's comfy, it's nice. Good bar seating, and also the leg rest, and you're not hitting your legs against a wall like some other ones. Also a bunch of other seats here if you want to relax, work, eat. Ooh, these are pretty comfortable. Surprisingly comfortable. Okay, so how does this compare to other Priority Pass lounges? In SFO, it compares really favorably. A lot of the other options focus on cold sandwiches, cold cuts, and cold service. Main reason being that they are airline business class lounges and don't actually want you there. This in contrast feels unique and has pretty strong food. In line with Centurion lounges are arguably even better. Even if you compare it to other Priority Pass lounges in the US, I think it fares really well. To me, this feels like an S-tier lounge. Great ambiance, good food, and comfortable space to relax and enjoy a drink or two before your flight. We did come here during press day, but it pretty much just meant that we could walk around with a full frame camera, gimbal, and microphones. Normally would be a lot tougher since you'd probably scare other people who don't want to be on camera or need to do a lot more blurring. Ironically, we weren't even the most decked out here, plenty of tripods and bigger setups. The lounge is located in T1, which is home to American, Southwest, and JetBlue. T2 is home to Delta, T3 is United. There also are 2 international terminals. The cool thing is that it's pretty much all connected post-security now. This makes lounge hopping super easy. For a long time, T1 was not connected to T2, but not the case anymore. You can freely walk between the two, as you can see us doing. If you're flying out of Terminal 2, there's 2 concourses. Delta Lounge is on the right-hand C part. Walking from the club at SFO to the Delta Sky Club is about 3 to 4 minutes. Delta Lounge to security of T2 is about 3 to 4 minutes. From there to the Centurion Lounge is about 6 to 7 minutes. This is also at our normal walking pace. You can probably cut a few minutes speed walking. So in total, about 12 to 15 minutes to get to the Centurion Lounge, which is the exact opposite side of the airport. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a tree emoji in the comments down below for kind of the wood tones, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. 3 questions. Number 1, what are your thoughts on the lounge? Number 2, what other airport do you think they should add similar lounges to? And number 3, do you think this is better than the other flagship lounges? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, consider subscribing, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.